What do you do if you've got multiple Instagram pages but don't even have time to create content for one of them? This is the question that we answer with Victor on the hot seat in my mentorship. Every 2 weeks in my mentorship, what I do is I take 4 different people and we go deep for about 15 minutes on a problem that they're having. And Victor, who is a boxer, owns his own gym, and is building out an online training product, is kind of at loose ends with what to do for content. He doesn't know which pages to post on. He doesn't know what stuff to post. And so we tackle that problem. And actually what comes out of it might surprise you, where he really needs to produce a lot less content, not more. And so I really hope that you enjoy this. Most of all, I hope that it helps maybe give you a little bit of clarity in your own business. Enjoy. All right, Victor. So, Victor, let's start with you, man. So if you can really quick, just give me like who you serve, tiny little bit about them, and then what we're talking about today.
Yeah, so sorry, I wasn't quite sure like what to expect, but in general, as far as like who I'm serving online, so it's a little complex. I have a brick and mortar and online training business. So sometimes like I have people doing hybrid programs. Most of my dedication in the past has been to like growing the brick and mortar, and now I'm just like going through this online training mentorship, trying to like actually like do content and like grow the online training business stuff. So I've been around 25 people. I guess 20. I've had about 25 clients for a while now, and just trying to figure out how to scale and expand. As far as who I serve, the avatar is like mid-30s, business professionals, oftentimes former athletes, but I also work with a lot of people who don't have any athletic experience, who are pretty much looking to be overall fit, like just gain general fitness. A lot of people also that come to me because they're interested in boxing. I'm a professional boxer.
Yeah, your gym is a lot of boxing, right?
Right, exactly.
Okay.
So yeah, that's who I serve, and that's who I've set the avatar to be for my online training. I guess this online training mentorship, but it really I've trained like people from 25 all the way up to
Right.
60 online. So, just been trying to like shave that down a little bit, and really hone in on like who my ideal client is. That's been helpful. But really, I think where my lack is right now is just like content, like
Yeah.
just marketing the business in the same way or a similar way that I do, like my brick and mortar. The challenge with that is time. So I'm a professional boxer, also a business owner, and I was in the past doing a lot of operations stuff. I have
Right.
recently added like a staff member, another nutritionist, because I was doing all the nutrition. I have like 60 adult members, 20 youth members, and it's a semi-personalized training service. So everybody's getting like personalized help, and it's been like streamlining time, like this Facebook group. I'm trying to get that set up so that I'm not just like wasting time with people who are greenlit. So like doing that to free up time, like hiring people to give us more capacity. Um, and give me more time so that I can focus more on growth and having more conversations as a result of the content that I haven't really been doing for the online
Right.
stuff specifically. So the big thing is just like content, how to like talk to the audience that I'm trying to reach. Um, and it's like I've toyed with whether or not I need to like create uh, another like social media platform
Hell no.
to. Right. And I'm like, I don't have the
Hell no.
bandwidth or time
You
for
already,
that. So
bro, you already have 2 pages. That's too many.
yeah,
Um,
right. It's
my
not.
first piece of advice to you actually is don't try to actively create content on 2 pages. It's just too freaking hard. A big mistake that a lot of people do, that a lot of people make in this field, is they're like, oh, now I'm going to create a professional page and then start a new page from scratch. That's playing the game on hard mode, dude. That's like logging on to, Mortal Kombat and you've never played that before
Yeah.
and selecting like super hard, whatever the like hardest. That's like choosing the hardest mode of the game you can possibly choose,
Yeah.
and you don't even know how to throw a punch yet.
Right.
It's just it's unfathomably difficult to start
Yeah.
from scratch. And if you can avoid starting from scratch ever, my advice is to avoid starting from scratch
Right.
always. Um, I mean, you've got a lot of assets that are really, really cool. You also have no bandwidth to like sit down and be like, what's the internet gonna like today? You know, like I get that too. I mean, I'm not even a professional boxer, but I'm in a state right now where I'm just training hard. It's just a priority for me. And mentally, physically, in addition to the family, in addition to the business, it's like there ain't nothing left to sit down and think about what the internet might like today.
Yeah. Now
It
I
just
will say this. I will add that unfortunately, like I did have a fight scheduled for this month, so that was going to be an added stressor. So I was doing a lot at once, but
Mhm.
um, I ruptured my Achilles like a month ago,
Oh
and
shit.
so that sucked. So, but I had surgery a few days ago. I'm like on the mend and like super stationary, like, but it's healing. So that sucks, but it's freed up a lot of time, like literally like 5, 6 hours a day, for like commute time or training
Right.
time, etc. That I can now focus on, growth, and I have been like taking, starting to be intentional about creating like a content day or morning or something like
I
that,
don't
so
I
that
don't
I
think you need to. I'm gonna stop you here
okay,
because I don't think you need to do any of that. I think your life is content. I think you're an interesting dude. I think you're a good looking dude. I think you're an impressive dude. I don't think you need to sit there and be like, I need a content day. Let me back up a step and then I'm gonna get back to what I'm
sure.
what I'm hitting at here. You have two pages right now. I just know this because I looked at your submission. You've got effectively like a personal page, and then you've got a gym page. I am a big proponent of businesses' social media accounts, particularly local businesses. You should not rely on them to generate eyeballs. Their job is to convert eyeballs generated elsewhere. And so you look at them almost like a sales page. And that's what I've done if you look at the Quick Coach page. I use the stories for announcements and stuff like that. The page itself is basically a sales page. There's a trailer at the top, there's a place for questions, and then there's like kind of like a brochure. And then the couple posts that are there kind of highlight some of the major features and answer some of the major questions for people who want to go deeper. I don't ever think about creating ongoing content for Quick Coach. I just don't have the bandwidth to do it. And I don't think businesses that have business pages should be looking at their business page as a way to generate eyeballs. It should be a way to convert eyeballs because people are going to like be interested in you and they're going to search for it and they're going to go to social media. It's just kind of how it happens.
Mhm.
And they're going to tag it if they tag it in pictures and whatever. Right. And so you need it as a place to convert people. So that would be step one is I would look at the gym page and I would just say, okay, what are like the three pillar pieces of content to put at the top here? And again, that's probably going to be like one really cool trailer, one place where people can ask questions, and then one place that just highlights like the biggest benefit of what we do. And then you say, what are 6 to 9 of like the biggest questions or the other things that we do? And can I just create one post on those and just let that thing sit? You know, if you've got like a really good idea for a post and you feel fired up to create it, sure, go for it. But for the most part, you shouldn't be thinking about creating content for like a business page. Again, this is to me, it's just business pages on social media is playing the game on hard mode. It is so unbelievably difficult to get anybody to pay attention to them versus how much attention you can get them to pay to a personal page and just how much easier that is.
Mm.
The second piece of this kind of goes back to what we were talking about before, which is your life is interesting. To try to like think separately from your life to create content. I think that what you can do really, really well is have somebody document your life versus you trying to go out and do it and creating effectively like fans of you. Because your gym is always going to it's a local brick and mortar. It's going to benefit from all of that. And especially if you're fighting and stuff like that, you want to be like the cool guy. You want to be like the cool kid in class. And then online, it's kind of the same type of thing. And so what I did, and what I'll suggest to you, is there's a local college in Toronto, basically for like media and production. I literally just went there and just found a videographer that's in school. Like, find a 22-year-old, 23-year-old kid who grew up with freaking TikTok, because I don't understand that shit. So you find somebody who grew up with it, that's in school for this type of thing, and they're like, yo, you want to be able to say 5 years from now that you created somebody? I'll give you a bit of money, and you document my boxing and my training, and you start it with you rehabbing your Achilles. Like, I think that's part of the story. And this kid makes basically just like super badass videos. And then you add a little bit of an overlay of some sort of self-development, something on there.
Mm-hmm.
And that's your content.
Yeah.
Like, it's what you're doing anyway. There's just happens to be somebody with a camera who understands how to make short videos and understands like new media, especially if you have something that's kind of showy like this. How does that kind of land for you, that like kind of two-pronged approach?
Yeah, no, I mean, I like it. I think it makes sense. Just to take something I'm already doing naturally and just create content and make content out of that. Because I definitely don't have the bandwidth for it. I don't want to create another page. So, no, I think all of it makes sense. It's just about finding somebody. I know that I know a few people who are available, so that shouldn't present too much of an issue.
It's every time that I mean, photographers, videographers, and stuff like that. Like, the hard part is finding somebody. The hard part is not going to be finding somebody with a camera who likes like videography and photography and stuff like that. The hard part is going to be trying to find somebody who actually understands how to like create this stuff for social media.
Mm-hmm.
And so it might take like a little bit of time, but I have always been surprised anytime I've looked for anybody. Like, photographers and videographers are like personal trainers, man. They all love their trade. They all love buying tools and cameras and lenses, and none of them know how to make money with it. And so they're ecstatic when somebody comes up with them and like gives them an opportunity to make money with it. All right, let's move on. But I like, dude, I'd love to see some of these videos. I mean, I'm constantly surprised that there are not more combat sport athletes who basically just have somebody like filming and creating badass videos of them. Like, it's just,
yeah,
right? Like, what you're doing is badass. Like, you're getting punched in the face. You know, like, it's nothing attracts more people to a video than a fight.
Yeah.
You look at like even the slap fighting thing now, that is like the worst, most evil thing ever that anybody is doing. Are these slap fighting competitions, and yet I know that, and I hate everything about it because it's such a despicable thing, and everybody involved are despicable humans, and yet I still watch those stupid videos when they pop up on Facebook. Like, that's fighting. That's just like human nature. Thank you so much for listening. I hope that you really enjoyed this conversation with Victor. You know, if you like this episode and are looking for something else to listen to, I recommend episode 16, The Sweet Spot of Followers and Celebrity. So if you're looking for something to listen to right now, just flip back in whatever podcast app you're listening to this on. The obvious choice, episode 16, The Sweet Spot of Followers and Celebrity. What we do there is we talk about a deep dive of, you know, how many followers should you have? What are followers good for? What's celebrity good for if you're trying to build a coaching business? And it's not a simple answer. It's actually, there's a lot more in depth. There's a lot more nuance to this than you might think. And so that's episode 16. Hope you really enjoyed. Additionally, this call that you just listened to was a part of my business mentorship. If that's something that you might potentially be interested in, want to have a conversation about, go over to Instagram. I'm at It's Coach Goodman, and shoot me a DM that just says mentor, and either myself or my team will get back to you. Thanks so much.